Hi, my name is Ron Layman. I'm from the Faux School in Frederick, Maryland, where I teach decorative painting workshops and complete commission projects for clients all around the world. Today, I'm going to show you the technique using Stucco Lustro. It is a line-based luster plaster. I don't want to say metallic because it's not super shiny like what you would think from metallic paint. It's line-based and has this beautiful luster to it. So let's just get our tools and materials and let's get started. So the first thing I've done to get ready for today's technique is I base coated the surface using the quartz primer. Quartz primer is a proprietary primer for all Bernini lime plasters. It's a mineral-based primer, which means it has specific minerals in it. They're designed to be compatible with the lime, so it gives it tooth and adhesion. Acrylic, water-based, and oil-based primers are not designed to do that. Those are the types of primers you're going to use to seal raw surfaces, brand new plaster, brand new wood, brand new drywall. Seal them with that specific primer that's designed to go over them, and then put the quartz primer over top. So in this case, this was MDF, medium density fiberboard. Primed it with 2 coats of Zinsser 123 acrylic interior exterior primer with a 3/8 inch nap roller. Then after that dried, I put a coat of the quartz primer on using a 1/4 inch nap roller. Okay, tools for today. We're going to be using the Pavan 844i finishing trowel and a spatula. All right, Pavan, high quality stainless steel, polished. That's actually one of the highest quality stainless steel you're ever going to find on a set of tools for this trade. Rounded corners, all right? They're rounded, means easy to get into. Trapezoid shape, so you can get into those not so square corners of your walls and the ceilings, things like that. The taper is absolutely amazing on this trowel. That's what makes it work so well. It's welded, not riveted or pressed, so there's no bumps underneath here. It's all beautifully smooth and flat. All right. The material for today is called Bella Lustro. This is a lime-based metallic plaster. I've tinted it to this nice color. This is going to be our base coat. So, interior, exterior, it has a luminescent property to it. So when you put it on the wall and you burnish it, it has this soft, warm, beautiful little reflective metallic effect to it. But not metallic in the sense of like shiny gold or silver, not that heavy look. It just has this beautiful, just when the light hits it just right, it dances across the surface. So the name simply comes from beautiful star. All right. Tint it with oxide pigments only. I almost forgot that. It's very important. So what we're going to do is we're going to put 2 coats of this down because we want to cover this completely. And I want to have a soft undulating motion. I'm not going to pull it super tight like we would a traditional finish. I'm going to put it on, give it some movement, and I want it just somewhat smooth. All right. So I'm right-handed. As I always say, I take my trowel and I hold it towards me like so. And I load it that way. And we're going to get up here and start putting it on. So when I go to put it on, if you put fingers here like so, see how that, right at the edge, be careful not to touch the edge. It's razor sharp because the more you use it, the more we sharpen it. So if I can slide just the tip of my finger right under that edge right there, that's how it would be, and it slides off. In the next motion, I can pick it up a little higher, like this, and basically, let's say scrape for lack of a better term, kind of scrape. So, gather it up, put it where you need it. All right, I can't do it left or right today. This is the pearl base. It also comes in gold, silver, and bronze. It can be tinted to any manufacturer in color. See, we're all out. Let's get a little more. Okay, and that's it. We're going to clean off the excess on our trowel, take a quick peek back, gather up anything we don't like, give it some soft motion. Okay, we're going to let this dry 100%. Come back and I'll show you the next step. See you in a bit. Okay, it's dry. We're ready to move on. Now, you can start to see some of the luster coming out of it. See it here? There's no burnishing yet. That's right. What really makes this come to life is when we burnish it. So the second coat is exactly like the first, the same technique as traditional Brucella or traditional Marmarina. We're going to pull it fairly tight. So let's get some material, load it up. Same thing. We'll pull this a little tighter. Now, that little colorant that didn't blend in. So you want to take special care to make sure it's a super clean application, meaning no sloppiness, because this does dry quickly. And you can kind of see that it doesn't have much of a color change from wet to dry. So, and that's with most of the colors that you can make this in. Just pulling it tight. You kind of want to push this in different directions because that's what helps the light bounce off of it. If it all goes on the exact same way, you're not really going to get too much of effect, but the more movement that you have, well, the light's going to catch it because it's going in different directions. You don't want to get too all over with the movement. It can be too busy. But be cautious. Too much movement can be too busy. This goes a little bit, goes a long way. This is a very interesting material. Just that little corner's fighting me. Come on, get in. You can do it. Now, we're going to let this set up, firm up. We're going to come back and burnish it in just a few minutes, so I'll see you in a bit. Okay, we find ourselves at the stage of the plaster that my old friend Pierre referred to as the stage of love, or the state of love. Meaning what goes on the surface, it's all wet, mushy, and sloppy. Can't do much with it except push it kind of in the right direction. And after it's dried, well, it's cold, it's dead inside. Right now, the magic's there. We have enough moisture in the surface, a humid state, probably about 85% dry, where we can take our finishing trowel, just go over it to compress it, to burn the surface is what happens when you compress it, you smush it together, the surface gets more reflective. This won't get super shiny like a Brucella. You'll see me do this every so often in case I get something off the edges. Light pressure. You don't have to use a ton of pressure. I got nothing off the edge, let's not jinx myself. So to burnish it. Now, what you don't want to do is just stick the trowel on the surface like so and pull it, because if it's a wet spot or a little too soft, you'll make a line. So when you're going on the wall, think of an airplane at the airport. As they do touch and goes, they come, they touch, they go. They come, they touch, they go. Same thing, kind of get. Let's start here though. See the bevel on this blade? That's what we're looking for. Meaning we're going to ride that bevel. So we start, come in. If you feel any resistance, stop immediately, because what happens is we may have reactivated some moisture underneath and caused delamination. So we don't need to go too crazy. It's not going to burnish or get glossy. All it does is compress it and brings more of the metallic to the top. More pressure does not mean it gets shiny. You thought I was going to say more shiny. All right, let's see if we can focus right here for a minute. I want you to see what's happening right here. Just hold on. We're going to bring the trowel across. Let's go this way. Let's go this way. You see, here we go. Start to see it popping up. The metallic starting to really come to life. Okay, I'm going to finish this off and I'll come back and I'll see you in just a little bit. It's dried, and here we are. So as it dries and the moisture comes out, you'll see even more of the luster comes to the top, because it kind of shrinks as it dries, just a tiny, tiny bit. So that shrinkage where the water leaves the material causes the metallic to come to the surface. So you get the variation. Let's see here. See this? Not so shiny. It's nice and shiny. Nice and shiny. That spot, well, right here is just a little bit more material. When you trowel it on, like so, there's more material. So when you go to compress it, there's obviously more metallic in it. So as you compress it, there's more there. Not that there's less metallic here by area, but by thickness. But this is still super smooth like a piece of glass. So it's kind of the beauty of it. That's why you have to put it on very random and organic. Now for the sealer. Now you could leave it like this. Like if I'm doing a tray ceiling or certain spaces, I won't seal it. And there's various reasons for that. Residential use, yeah, I would highly recommend a sealer. The problem with the wax, I don't like the way the wax looks on it because it's too thick. It kind of, the wax is too thick and it makes the metallic not so pretty. Meaning it gets too shiny and it just looks not my thing. However, the Savon Marseille, the French soap, it's a thinner product. So it actually, this is our plaster. As you work it in, it kind of gets down into the plus, like putting on a really good hand lotion. It gets in, it feels like it gets in there and you're like, yes. Same thing with the plaster, but it doesn't build a thick surface. Yes, the relief, meaning, my hands are soft again. And if you know, with working with lime plaster, you know exactly what I mean by that. It pulls the moisture out. Same with this. It's thirsty. It wants something. The wax, not for me. Savon Marseille French soap. Okay. We're going to trowel it on, just like so. Remember, it's a thin product. So as you use it, it gets thinner. Why? How could that be? Because it gets warm from the friction. And it just kind of to get enough, gets just warm enough, it'll start to thin out. So just take your time. Whoa, it got away from me. I know, I'm leaving some clumps here and there. No big deal, I'm getting them off of there as I go. It's like a placeholder sometimes. Okay. Now we're gonna let this dry 100% and come back and we're gonna buff it out. You're gonna see we get a nice soft luster. See you in a bit. Okay, the Savon Marseille has firmed up. Been about an hour dried. You don't want to wait too long to polish because what will happen is it'll kind of start to what'll leave somewhat of a residue on the surface. So if you leave it overnight, then you'll come back tomorrow, that's gonna be a problem. So if you think, well, I can't do all this room tonight, just do one wall tonight, or don't start that wall tonight if you can't finish it. Because it will look different, meaning you finish the whole room with the finish and then come back wall by wall and do the top coat. Now, I'm going to put my rag inside of a colorless. There's no color on it. There's no print. There's nothing. Just the plastic bag. And the rag helps give me something to hold on to. And the plastic slips across the surface. And it makes the Savon Marseille get that beautiful, warm, lustrous glow that we're looking for. For wax, it's going to make it super shiny. And the wax, on this material, the wax, you can kind of, you see it, you feel it, that it's on there. This one, let's see what we got here. So just take a look at that beautiful luster. So and now the wall's sealed, the wall's protected, and most importantly, the wall is beautiful. All right, there we have it. Just a soft, beautiful luster. It's not a super shiny metallic. It has just a lustery little glow to it. When we put the Savon Marseille over top of it, we know it's sealed. So we don't have to worry about somebody splashing anything against it and messing up the finish. And we don't have that heavy buildup like sometimes we get from wax. Not saying it's not suitable, but I just like the Savon Marseille. It has a beautiful, warm luster to it. It just makes it come to life. I mean, just look at all of this fun stuff that's happening in here. It feels so pretty. There you have it. I will make sure I have links to the tools and the materials used to recreate this technique exactly as you saw it in this video, as well as information about classes and the studio. You'll find the phone number, the website, email all below. My name is Ronald Layman. I'm from the Faux School in Frederick, Maryland, where I teach decorative painting workshops and complete commission projects for clients all around the world. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.